What it do? Y'all already know. In the lab. Got some little updates. You know what I'm saying? Turn the music down a little bit. Y'all know them, my same 4 little background beats that I always play. I'll get some more one day. Just to have a little background noise. But show y'all some updates. Hold up right quick. Make sure my camera's straight. Yeah. Show y'all some updates on my boy Eldorado. We looking good. We about there. So first, y'all know we took the 4100 out and we going back with Oldsmobile 307. So the first thing you gotta do is go to the fuel tank. You have to take that electric fuel pump off and you have to run you a rubber hose. I always put like a little short piece of rubber hose and the rest I give me like an old fuel line or something and make it reach all the way down so the fuel pump on the 307 will be able to pull gas. Wait, y'all hold up right quick. But yeah, y'all, my bad. You have to turn this back here into a regular sending unit. You're gonna get rid of the electric fuel pump. You're not gonna be using that no more. So that's the first thing you do. Put you some new rubber lines. Move to the front. Now I already did that. I think I got, let me see, I want to say that I think I did video that with my glasses. So I might put those clips at the end of this video, me wrestling with that fuel tank under there. I got y'all on it. And move on to the front. All right, so far, the block is in. I got the new vacuum distributor in. We got rid of that old distributor with the wires. Now we got the distributor with that vacuum back there. So now we got vacuum advanced. Now his throttle cable is a little shorter, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. I got something in mind. The shifter, your gear selector, the little bracket that holds that, gotta do a little modifying there, but I think I got it upside down, but it fits right where I can tack it, and it's just right. Went on and did a dual alternator setup. I'm gonna clean that bracket up and paint it, shape it a little bit. Got them a tensioner. Now for my people with the old school cars, this alternator right here that I always put as an upgrade for the factory alternator. This alternator right here comes off of a 92 Fleetwood Cadillac, the little short front wheel drive. And it's gonna have a serpentine belt pulley on it, but you just take that off and put the regular V-belt pulley. And this alternator here, even though it got a couple of wires coming out the back, it got 3 wires. It's also a 1-wire excite. And it puts out like 140 amps versus the regular alternator that might come on the 307 might be 100 amps, or some of them be 80. I done saw like, yeah, I think that's the lowest I might have saw was like 80. But when you upgrade to the electric fans and you go dual alternators, that factory alternator that come on that 307 is not going to be enough to push those electric fans. So upgrade to this alternator. Oh, you can even see the part number. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me turn the flash off, see if y'all can get that. I don't know why they won't. Okay. That's the part number right there. So yeah, it's a little bigger, but on that 307, this bottom bracket right here, you can bend it down and that alternator go right on. It use the same little tensioner and everything. So that'll give you 140 amps. That'll be enough to push those fans and run whatever else you want to add to the car. And then let your beefed up alternator run your music. Now, on his car, I tried something different. Since he didn't have that extra bottom pulley, I got his factory alternator, and I think this a 270. If it's a 270, then he for sure good. That don't equal up to 320. Oh yeah, it do. Yeah, it do. It's over 320, but might not be pushing it too much. So I'm hoping that this work. Now I got that idler right there, and I got full tension, and the belt is already pretty tight. So I can put tension from here. I still haven't even messed with it yet. I actually just got through setting this up maybe about a good hour ago. So he looking good on it. And like I say, I'm gonna take it back down, shape it up, paint it, clean up the rest of the motor, hit some of these pulleys up here with some paint, make it look fresh, and up here he just need dusting off. And we already painted under the hood and stuff. All this, it just got dusty from sitting in here, just like how the windshield is. That's all that paint dust and not paint dust. Man, I hate when I do that. The bundle, the dust from the bundle and stuff, it flies in the air, but it's no big deal. A few more lines and stuff to hook up. I gotta reroute this fuel. Let me see, what was I gonna do with that? Okay, the fuel line is right there. I gotta cut it, and I'm gonna make it point up where I can bring this fuel filter and bring it down. And I said I think I was gonna have it something like that where the hose is not in a kink, and that'll go straight down to that fuel line right there. I got it all mapped out. I'm finna gap the plugs and put all the new plugs in. I got that distributor already set. My number one gonna start right here. Be 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. And we ought to fire right up. Oldsmobile go counterclockwise. Chevy go clockwise. But even though I know that, I still just go behind and check and make sure I don't have it backwards, so I won't get no backfire. But so far, we looking good. I haven't turned it over yet, but everything is pretty much hooked up. Starter, torque converter, mounts, all that's bolted. So really, I'm down. I got the AC. Now this the same AC compressor and lines that was on the 4100. The only thing I had to do was take off that big jug. Now, I done seen some cool little overflow tanks, so I'm gonna put them a cool little overflow tank right here somewhere. And that allowed me to put the lines on the compressor and lower them down low enough so the hood can close. So that's looking good. He already had AC. That's a brand new compressor. So all of this was already on the 4100. So all I got to do is charge it back up. I wasn't for sure if that was going to work, but It's on there. It's working. We good. Yeah. Clean up a few more wires. I'm gonna have to take these and extend those to this side, because on the 4100, that alternator was on this side. Yeah, it sure was. So now we over here with it. I'm hoping this work out. It look like it's gonna work. That belt is even dusty. I think this belt is new. I think it's just dusty. But if not, I'll change that. I can still see the words on it real good. It don't have no cracks or nothing in it. Let me see on camera. I don't know. I ain't see no cracks in it. We'll see. If it make any kind of squeaking noise or anything like that, we'll upgrade it. Since I got the number, I might just go ahead and get them a new belt anyway. But a lot of those belts that I have hanging up that I be testing out, a lot of them be new. That's why I keep them. Like somebody might have just bought some belts for their car and they end up changing some out, and it'll be just a new belt that they done bought and just didn't need, so I keep it. Or like when I'm doing my little trial and error thing, I be done went and bought 2 or 3 belts, and one of them out the 3 fit. I'll still keep the other 2 because I know I might need them for something else. So that's cool. He gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. That exhaust, for some reason that exhaust is mounting up different down there, but we got an exhaust man right around the corner that I want to try it anyway, so we gonna check him out. And y'all will see this whole thing back on the scene pretty soon. Pretty soon. We out the yard with it, well, I learned my stuff out the yard. I learned from my uncle watching him work on my cars, and I was already a hands-on kind of guy, so I got mine out the yard. Sometimes it still feel like I'm in the yard, just upgraded. I got my old lithium charging over here. We're gonna talk about electro on the next video. Oh yeah, we getting on up there. But that's about it for right now. I looked up this car right here. We put the motor in, new belts and everything. Car wouldn't start, so I thought about it for a couple of days. I didn't get no codes, couldn't get no codes. So last night when I was messing with this car, I looked over here at this car and I say, man, let me just check something else. Maybe I'm overlooking something. So I come back here, I check the cam sensor, make sure it was plugged up and all of that. And right when I was finna move, I noticed something. I looked down here at this little harness, and one of the crank sensor wires was separated right at the plug. I'm talking about right there. I say, well, look at that. Man, I put them wires back together, man, this car crunked right up. So I'm finna do the little odds and ends on this, and this car be gone out of here too. And this car here, I put this car together for somebody as a favor, so it wasn't no rush or nothing like that. you know, they just glad to get it done. So it's done. Finna be out of here, running good. But yeah, I don't know why this Bluetooth speaker make this crazy little whistling noise. It almost make you think you're in a scary movie. You hear it? It's weird. It does that all day if it's left on. But yeah, people, I'm gonna come back on another note, and we gonna talk a little bit about what's going on with Electra. Good news and bad news, yeah. I was gonna really take that out to the dumpster because it's food.
Sound too bad.
I mean, it's like leftovers, like stuff that didn't get ate. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta talk about Electra, man. I gotta take a couple of steps back. But so far, so far, Electra is. Yeah, we'll come back to that. I just wanted to give y'all an update on my boy car. I should be firing that car up. It's still early for me. I think it's like 12, 1 o'clock. What is it, 1?
1.
It's 1. Yeah, so this, y'all know for me, this still kind of early. So I'm really finna probably shoot another video about Electra. Give y'all some updates on Electra. And I'm gonna come back to that and we gonna do a startup. See what it do.